There's something you probably did this morning that may be quietly feeding a disease in your brain. You picked up a toothbrush, you scrubbed, and when you spat into the sink, you saw a little pink, a little blood, and you thought nothing of it. Here's the problem. That tiny bit of blood is an open door, and scientists have now found the exact bacteria that walks through it, travels to your brain, and starts building the same toxic plaque found in people with Alzheimer's disease. I know how that sounds. So before we go further, let me be clear. This video is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always talk to your doctor before making changes to your health routine. I'm Joseph, and today we're following one bacteria on a journey from your gums to your brain, and what the newest science says you can do to stop it. Let me start with why this should stop you cold. Right now, more than 7 million Americans over 65 are living with Alzheimer's. According to the Alzheimer's Association, in 2025, that number crossed 7 million for the very first time. Caring for them will cost this country $384 billion this year alone. And deaths from Alzheimer's have more than doubled since the year 2000. Now, here's the part that connects to your bathroom sink. Gum disease is everywhere. According to the most recent national data from the CDC, more than 42% of adults over 30 have some form of gum disease. Over the age of 65, that number jumps to around 60%. That's 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women walking around with low-grade infection in their mouths. Most of them have no idea. For decades, we treated this as a dental problem. Bad breath, loose teeth, annoying but harmless to the rest of you. We were wrong. And I'm going to show you exactly how wrong, step by step, because once you see the pathway, you can't unsee it. Listen, to understand this, you have to stop thinking of your mouth as separate from the rest of your body. It isn't. Your gums are wrapped in some of the richest blood supply you have. That's great when they're healthy. It's dangerous when they're not. Here's step 1 of the journey. When gums get inflamed, the tissue around each tooth breaks down and forms tiny pockets. The lining of those pockets gets thin, raw, and ulcerated. Think of it as a wound that never closes, a wound that happens to be sitting in the dirtiest part of your body. Researchers describe that raw pocket lining as a portal of entry, a doorway straight into your bloodstream. So what walks through that door? Bacteria. Every time you chew, every time you brush, every time you floss those bleeding gums. In one study, the simple act of brushing your teeth when your gums bleed was linked to almost an 8-fold increase in bacteria entering your blood. 8 times from brushing. That pink in the sink isn't just blood leaving, it's the marker of bacteria getting in. Now, your blood is supposed to be sterile, so your immune system scrambles every time this happens. For most healthy people, a quick splash of bacteria gets cleaned up fast. But here's the thing about gum disease. It's not one splash. It's a slow drip every single day for years. And one particular bacteria is very, very good at surviving that trip. Its name is Porphyromonas gingivalis. We'll just call it P. gingivalis, the gum bug. It's one of the main bacteria behind serious gum disease, and it has a nasty set of weapons. It makes toxic enzymes called gingipains. These enzymes are like little knives. They cut through your tissue, they help the bacteria hide from your immune system, and they let it travel where it shouldn't. So where does it go? This is step 2, and this is where a single dental bug becomes a brain problem. Stay with me, because in a moment, I'm going to show you the study that stunned researchers. They looked inside the brains of people who had died from Alzheimer's, and what they found in 9 out of 10 of them changes how we think about this disease. But first, here's how the bug gets there. Your brain has a security wall called the blood-brain barrier. It's designed to keep junk out. But chronic inflammation, the kind gum disease causes for years, can weaken that wall. And P. gingivalis is sneaky. It can travel inside your own immune cells, hitching a ride like a stowaway, or slip along the nerves that connect your face to your brain. Slowly, quietly, over years, it gets in. Here's where it gets serious. In 2019, a team of scientists published a landmark study in the journal Science Advances. They examined brain tissue from people who had died with Alzheimer's disease, and they were looking for those toxic enzymes, the gingivalis. They found them in 96% of the Alzheimer's brains they tested, almost every single one. And it gets more specific. The amount of those toxic enzymes lined up with the amount of damage to two proteins, tau and another marker, that are central to Alzheimer's. More bug weapons meant more brain damage. The gingivalis were concentrated in the hippocampus, the part of your brain that handles memory, the exact region that fails first in Alzheimer's. Now, finding the bacteria in the brain doesn't prove it caused the damage. A good scientist asks, what came first? Maybe a sick, dying brain just becomes an easy place for bacteria to settle. That's a fair question. So the same researchers ran the experiment in mice, where they could control the order of events. They took healthy mice and infected their mouths with P. gingivalis, just the mouth. And here's what happened. The bacteria spread to the brain. And once it was there, the mice started producing more amyloid beta, the sticky, toxic protein that clumps together into the plaques that are a hallmark of Alzheimer's. The gum bug didn't just show up at the scene of the crime. In the animals, it appeared to help build the weapon. Then they did one more thing, and this is the part that gives me hope. They created a drug to block the gingivalis. They gave it to the infected mice. Blocking those enzymes reduced the bacteria in the brain, lowered the toxic amyloid production, calmed the inflammation, and protected the neurons in the memory center. In the animals, taking away the bug's weapons protected the brain. Quick pause. I need to be honest with you about what this means and what it doesn't. Most of this evidence is from animal studies and from studies that track large groups of people over time. We do not yet have final proof in humans that treating your gums prevents Alzheimer's. Anyone who tells you they can cure or guarantee anything here is lying to you. What we have is a powerful, consistent pattern, and it's pointing in one direction. And that pattern shows up in people too. In a large national study supported by the National Institute on Aging, researchers measured antibodies to oral bacteria in thousands of adults. In people over 65, the level of antibodies against P. gingivalis was consistently linked to both the development of Alzheimer's and death from it. The body's fingerprint of fighting this one bug tracked with the disease. And here's the detail that should make all of us pay attention. In a separate study that followed people over time, those who later developed Alzheimer's already had elevated antibodies to this gum bug at the start, in blood drawn years before they showed any memory symptoms at all, while they were still completely sharp. The signal was there long before the disease announced itself. If you're getting value from this, do something for me right now. Comment the word PROTECT, and I'll DM you the full body protection plan, our free guide to protecting your brain, heart, and body past 50, with the exact gum health checklist we're about to cover. Just comment PROTECT. Now the science didn't stop in 2019. In 2025, a new study published in Alzheimer's Research and Therapy went one level deeper. The researchers wanted to know the exact switch, the molecular trigger, that connects gum inflammation to amyloid in the brain. And they found one. They showed that the inflammation from gum disease can flip on a specific immune protein in the brain that drives up amyloid production. They even named the pathway. The point is simple. Every year, the link gets less mysterious and more mechanical. We're watching the dots get connected in real time. So let's put the whole journey together, because this is the picture I want you to carry. It starts in your gums. Inflammation opens a doorway. A specific bug slips into your blood day after day for years. Chronic inflammation weakens your brain's security wall. The bug and its toxic enzymes get inside, and in the memory center of your brain, they appear to help drive the buildup of the exact plaque we see in Alzheimer's. A dental problem becomes a brain problem. Now, here's the good news, and the reason I'm not telling you this to scare you. Of all the things that can damage your brain as you age,
This might be one of the most controllable. You cannot change your genes, you cannot change your age, but you can absolutely change what's happening in your gums. So let's talk about what to actually do. First, and this is the big one, pay attention to pink in the sink. Bleeding gums are not normal. They are not just sensitive. Bleeding is the single clearest sign that the doorway is open. If your gums bleed when you brush or floss, that's your body waving a flag. Don't ignore it, and don't stop cleaning. Get it checked. Second, master the boring basics, because they're not boring, they're protective. Brush twice a day for 2 full minutes, and floss once a day, every day. I know flossing is the chore everyone skips, but flossing is the only thing that clears bacteria from between your teeth and just under the gum line, exactly where this bug lives. 2 minutes a day to defend your brain is the best deal in medicine. Third, see a dentist or hygienist for a professional cleaning. For most adults, that's twice a year, but if you already have gum disease, your dentist may want to see you more often. A deep cleaning can clear out the bacteria living in those deep pockets that a toothbrush will never reach. This is treatment, not vanity. Fourth, take care of the rest of your body, because your gums don't exist in a vacuum. The same things that fuel gum inflammation fuel inflammation everywhere. Smoking, uncontrolled blood sugar, and a diet loaded with sugar that feeds the bacteria directly. If you have diabetes, controlling your blood sugar protects your gums and your brain at the same time. It's all one system. And fifth, if you wear dentures or have had teeth removed, don't assume you're off the hook. Bacteria still live in your mouth, on your gums, and on your tongue. Keep them clean and keep seeing your dentist.
Let me reframe this whole thing one more time, because I want it to stick. For most of my life, brushing and flossing were sold to me as a way to keep my teeth and avoid a lecture from the dentist. That was the wrong reason. The real reason might be sitting 6 inches higher, in your brain. The science is telling us that the health of your mouth and the health of your mind are connected by a single traceable pathway. And every time you protect your gums, you may be protecting your memory. You can't control everything about how you age, but this, the simple, daily, unglamorous habit of caring for your mouth, is something you can control completely, starting tonight. So do the basics. Watch for that pink in the sink and get serious about your gums. And if you want the full step-by-step checklist, comment PROTECT, and I'll send you the free body protection plan. Remember, this is information, not medical advice. Talk to your doctor before changing anything about your health. Your situation is unique, and your dentist and physician can guide you personally. If this changed how you'll think about your toothbrush tonight, do me a favor and tell me in the comments. What surprised you most? I read them all. I'm Joseph, and this is Health Logic.